Hi everyone, welcome back to Manisha's channel. Today we will be exploring plant kingdom classification. The plant kingdom is divided into two parts. They are phanerograms and cryptograms. Phanerograms are flowering plants, while cryptograms are non-flowering plants. So basically, in simple words, the plant kingdom is divided into flowering and non-flowering plants. Let's start with cryptograms. Quick reminder, cryptograms are non-flowering plants. So, the non-flowering plants, or cryptograms, are then divided into three more groups, which are thallophytes, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. Thallophytes contain all bacteria, algae, and fungi. So, let's start with bacteria. What are bacteria? Bacteria are unicellular and they can only be seeable with a microscope. That means they're microscopic. And some bacteria can be very harmful for humans and animals, while others are very beneficial to us. And bacteria are everywhere. An example for bacteria is Aquificae. Let's move on to algae. Algae can only be found in water, and they can make their own food because they have chlorophyll in their cells. Some algae are unicellular, while others are multicellular. An example for algae is Spirogyra. Let's move on to fungi. Fungi may be unicellular or multicellular, but fungi cannot prepare their own food since they lack chlorophyll in their cells. And fungi feed on dead and decaying matter, so that is why they're called saprophytes. An example for fungi is a mushroom. Now that we know all about thallophytes, let's move on to bryophytes. So what are bryophytes? Bryophytes contain all sorts of mosses. Mosses mostly grow in moist places, for example, damp soil or damp walls. Sometimes mosses can even grow on the bark of some trees. Mosses have stems and leaves, but they lack roots. So instead of roots, they have rhizoids. An example for bryophytes is juniper haircap moss. Now let's move on to pteridophytes. Pteridophytes contain all sorts of ferns. Ferns grow in cool, shady places. Ferns reproduce by spores. An example for pteridophytes is whisk fern. Now we know all about cryptograms. Let's move on to phanerograms. What are phanerograms again? Phanerograms are flowering plants. Phanerograms are divided into angiosperms and gymnosperms. Gymnosperms are plants that do not enclose their seeds inside their fruits. And angiosperms are plants that do enclose their seeds inside their fruits. An example for gymnosperm is strawberry, and an example for angiosperm is a mango. Since we can't see the seed of a mango before we cut it, that's why it's an angiosperm. And we can see the seeds of a strawberry just by looking at it. That is why the strawberry is a gymnosperm. Angiosperms are then divided into monocotyledons and dicotyledons. So monocotyledon is a seed that grows only one cotyledon, and dicotyledon is a seed that grows two cotyledons. So, what is a cotyledon, first of all? A cotyledon is actually the very first leaf that comes out of that seed. And there are some plants that grow only one of those, which are called monocotyledons, and there are other plants that grow two of those, which are called dicotyledons. An example for monocotyledon is grass. An example for dicotyledon is rose. I hope you enjoyed my video on plant kingdom classification. If you have any questions or comments, please comment them down below in the comment section. And remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!